Alrighty, welcome to another episode of the Marked4Life Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jeff Bailey.
I'm Jerry Jones. What is up?
Oh man, New Year's smash is what's up, my friend. Got some debut. We had some surprise. We had some awesome wrestling.
We had some really
an interesting night, man. I mean, it went by, like you said, really, really fast.
Yeah, it was almost a blur. Like at some point, I'm gonna have to go back. When I say at some point, I'm talking about tomorrow and rewatch it.
Definitely.
It was a good show. First of all, I gotta say, man, the crowd was popping, man.
Oh, there was a Daily's Place crowd, that's for sure. And they were very clearly happy to be there and happy to have AEW back, because they hadn't had it in a while.
They hadn't had it in a while, but I think they had mentioned it. That's probably the biggest crowd they've had there, and I had never heard it pop the way it was popping tonight. I mean, it was clear
I think they've figured out how to pack as many people in there as possible, and they were rocking. I mean, clearly they were excited to see CM Punk for the first time. JR coming back. And big shout to JR.
Yeah, JR, welcome
JR,
back, brother.
Please, brother, no more pictures on Twitter.
No, yeah, please. We don't.
We get it, bro. We're all there for you, and we love you. Please stop the pictures, JR.
Whitney Cummings always tells guys not to send a certain type of pic. We're begging you, don't
send it.
And guys, in general, guys,
come on,
don't. Just don't.
It's weird.
Don't send them.
It's real weird. But what a night. And we start off 10-man tag.
I mean, that's a lot of tag.
This is probably not the way I was kind of hoping. Like they wouldn't start the show with this, but they did. Full entrances too, and I'm like, wow, they're really burning some time here or something. And we get. There's some pretty good action in this match.
I enjoyed it, man. I really did. This was.
I gotta admit, I love the ending.
I know you love the ending.
I mean, and then it's like I said, there's actually some really good stuff. I really kind of want to see more Private Party. They're clearly capable of some pretty awesome stuff in the ring, and they're clearly fun on the mic and everything like that. I'd like to see those guys a little bit more. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that match?
I thought that Private Party and FT, I thought they worked together really well. I wasn't surprised at all that Lucha Bros and all of them working together.
The Lucha Bros are awesome.
Yeah, just awesome. I mean,
at one point the cameraman, they like literally lose. There's so much stuff going on. They almost kind of lost track of everything awesome that was happening.
Man, there were just some really amazing spots.
Too much awesome stuff.
I mean, and that's the. You never want to say it's a problem. It's such a good problem to have. No. But when you have you might argue that maybe there were 9 dynamic wrestlers. I would argue that there were 10.
There's 10 wrestlers out there.
Right.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah.
I guess we should say that it is Christmas time, and your Christmas gift did arrive, Jerry. And I think it's perfect for you.
Yes.
Clearly you can be seen now.
Oh my God.
There you go, pal.
Hey, man. I agree. Outwork everyone. He's looking for his peeps. I might be the one that he's looking for.
I did, however, Terry, take the $10 gambit on ProWrestlingTees.com, and the $10 the gamble mystery shirt.
What'd you get?
Jackpot.
What'd you get?
Classic. I mean, come on.
Classic. The Stinger.
Can never have too many Sting t-shirts.
No, that's true. Here's the thing. I love Sting. And
the 3 others I have.
And I love Sting, the musician. So I'm all about Sting,
Both.
Sting, and Sting. Oh yeah. But yeah, this match, there was so much action, and you never want to say it's a problem, but there was so much.
Yeah, they almost lost track of it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to contain it. I can only imagine what it was like to be there for that match. I'm sure it was just
high energy
overload. It was fun. I love it. I love the match.
I gotta admit, what do you think of the post match? It was kind of pretty funny.
Yeah.
And so I loved Christian just full of you dipshits. You dipshits. And then Rage is like, you need to ditch the old guy.
Oh, ditch the old guy. I would say if you were to sum up AEW in like 10 words or less, dipshit would have to be one of the words. So that feels like one of the words of the year for AEW.
Hey, we could get away with this one on this channel. We're gonna use it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if they'll be able to do that on TBS. I would assume they could.
I think they can.
Yeah,
it's cable. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But love the match.
Kids have iPhones and can look at all sorts of ridiculous.
They've got TikTok. You know, if a kid has TikTok,
yeah, come on.
Okay, I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? But then we go. Great match.
Yeah, great, good stuff. Then we move on to the Kingston, Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, versus Daniel Garcia in 2.0, and I thought this was awesome.
2.0 and Daniel Garcia. I love them so
fun.
Much. I love
2.0 is one of the. I mean, again, shout out to Being the Elite. If you do not watch Being the Elite, you're missing out on a whole part of AEW.
For a second, I thought they were going to lose their BTE title.
I know,
right?
They've held the BTE title for quite a while. Cutler demanded a defense.
I love Cutler, the commish. She's like, like, hey guys, you're in breach of contract. I'm like, oh my god, man,
better defend. And at least I like that theirs is like it's like a changing, whatever. Sammy's belt is like his vlog belt's like the water bottle.
Yeah,
toss.
The water bottle.
Come
thing.
on.
I'm like, come on. Yeah.
It's so much more fun. But 2.0, I love it. And again, they get over a win on by cheating, and I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I like that these guys are just keep winning, and they're annoying, and it's awesome.
I mean, they are kind of like the white version of Latino Heat. They lie, they cheat, they steal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're kind of that's their thing.
And I love that Daniel Garcia is just kind of okay with being they're just their little device. There's the sun part of the dynamic of the whole thing.
But in that we got your boy Jericho.
And then Daniel Garcia literally rings Santana's bell, and it's bad.
Yeah, he got him good.
Got him pretty good.
But
we get Jericho returning, and an instant heat with Jericho and Kingston.
They've been setting this up. Yeah,
they've been setting this up for a while, that they were gonna be an odd couple, and it's like, well, now it's just like straight like, oh man, I hate you. It's like there is no like, all right, I'll put up with you to beat up these kids. No, it's like, man, I hate you just as much as I hate them.
Right.
Almost. I mean, well, what do you think?
Now, have they been in the ring together before?
Jericho and Kingston?
In New Japan
in a singles?
Yeah.
I feel like they had to have wrestled at some point earlier this year.
Yeah.
On AEW. I can't remember though.
But it's a good I don't.
It doesn't feel like you're running it back. It's not a run back.
It doesn't feel like a run back. And I almost feel like Eddie, reading Eddie Kingston's story. If you all have not read Eddie Kingston's story, that he published a couple months ago, I highly recommend.
And the players,
But I feel like
so
that he is. I feel like when I'm watching Eddie Kingston, that he understands that he's playing with house money, and I feel like they're like, Eddie, who do you want to be in the ring with? Man, I've always wanted to get in the ring with Jericho. All right, we'll make it happen. Always wanted to be in the ring with Punk. Let's make it. I feel like he's like, hey, Eddie, who do you want to be in the ring with? I want to be in the ring with this guy. Okay, we'll make it happen.
I think it's one of those things. He's now he has kind of that. I'm gonna say like the McFoley kind of aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Working man, but yes, I think he is gonna get some time with a belt. I don't know what it is, but if they plan on a TNT or a tag title, or I think maybe an eventual world title run with him. Maybe it would be a brief one, but I think he's someone that like everybody gets, they understand.
Yeah.
They understand the hardworking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't have jack shit. I had to fight for everything I've ever had. Everybody told me I was too fat and I was never going to get over and all this stuff. And I'm here. I'm here and I got a chip on my shoulder. And yeah, I'm beating all you guys up.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely every man. And he's very relatable and likable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And his win-loss record does not matter.
No.
At all.
It doesn't. And you know, and I just like, you know, just give him more time.
Yeah.
Give him more time on TV. It's just everything I feel like he's doing right now is good.
Yeah.
So just give us more.
Give us more. And honestly, he's actually, it's weird. I mean, obviously Danielson and Punk don't need to be put over. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No.
But I feel like he has really helped their respective story arcs in AEW. Like he's a
I think if anything
player.
A losses to those guys. I mean they
and it helped him.
They made him look good.
Yeah.
And which was the point of the whole thing is when you lose, you want to look good losing, and they definitely made him look great in the losses. Mm-hmm. And it just says that no, he hangs at their level.
Right.
You know, he beat the tar out of both of these guys, and they both kind of, you know, barely got out with wins.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's on their level.
Yeah.
And, you know, sooner or later, he's going to get one of them.
Yeah. When AEW says we are pro wrestling, and I believe that AEW is pro wrestling, and again, I used we, and I don't apologize for that. I'm a mark, but
mark out for it.
But I do feel like that Eddie Kingston. I also feel this about FTR, that those guys, and there are many others, but those guys that stand out for me are the thing that remind us of, oh yeah, this is the wrestling I remember. Mm-hmm. This is the wrestling I came up with, and it's a perfect bridge to the past and the present and future.
Right.
I love Eddie. I love FTR. I kind of love these kind of old school guys. Yeah.
And I mean, and I like the harking back to, again, the wrestling you saw and you liked as a child, for me anyway. You know, these raucous tag matches, you know, at Municipal Auditorium, and you know, and this kind of, you know, fever pitch, old school brawling, you know, the match is falling apart. I love those kinds of things. And it's like, all right, now it's like, again, I love Christian, you know, this blindsiding in the matches where, you know, you know, somebody walks into the finisher and it's just awesome. And that's great stuff. They're doing some really good stuff.
Yeah. It was so fun. That match was, you know, that was really fun, man.
You know, we have some great, and we get some good promos, and we did find out some cool things. You know, we're getting Bunny and Penelope and TJ in a street fight. That's going to be awesome
because I'm not going to say,
but it's like we have to talk about the not awesome, and not awesome.
Do we have to?
I think we're going to talk about Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rosa.
Wait, are we missing? Did we skip over Wardlow?
Oh yeah, Wardlow crushing and MJF promo.
Oh yeah, that. I love bringing in Smart Mark.
Oh yeah, by the way, Wardlow, I screwed you completely. I screwed you completely. Yeah, you're gonna go get the TNT title and you're gonna give it to me.
Yeah. I can't wait. We'll come back. I mean, it was a good moment, a good spot. We'll talk about MJF here in a little bit, because I'm curious to get your thoughts on some things that happened later in the show. But yet I can't avoid it anymore. We do have to talk about this match, and I want to put match in air quotes. I'm sorry.
More time outside the ring than in.
Can I
Pretty sure
I
didn't have a clock. I didn't have a clock on it, but
here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to be the guy that does the thing that I do every week where I'm like, I want to see more out of Jade. I will say this, based on where she's at, I feel like it was her best match performance. It was certainly the longest.
Yes.
Within the constraints of where she is in her development as a pro wrestler, I don't think we could have or should have expected more. I take my hat off to Thunder Rosa for
I agree
participating in this match the way it was. And I think I texted you, I'm like, I would really love to see some in-ring wrestling.
Yeah, in-ring wrestling. And I said, well, it's lengthening the match. I mean, it's making it longer.
Yeah.
But clearly she doesn't know how to sell she doesn't know how to sell very well. Does that, I mean,
no, yeah.
And there's a part where it's like I think they did get back in the ring and Thunder Rosa's trying to work over her leg, and it's like she almost doesn't even know how to sell it right.
Right.
And it's like, being able to, it's what makes you believable as a performer.
Yeah.
And I mean, I believe that she was being hurt, the knee, she was trying to say, yeah, she's working my knee over, but didn't look great. It needs to look great.
Yeah. Thunder, I think she did all she could have done.
Oh yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And I have to say kudos to Tony for
I like that it's not a clean win. I mean, because it's not a clean win.
I don't think anybody would have believed that.
Nope.
And you had to find a way to get out of it. You had to find a way. And so I actually, here's the thing I will say about Jade. I actually thought, Jeff, that she did a decent job of selling it, but not for this match, for the next one. Right. It was clear that she was wanting to tell us that, hey, my knee is injured, and that it's so injured that going into the next match, that's going to be the thing that prevents me from being mobile. Is that your cat?
There's a cat. There's a cat tail right there. There's a kitty cat right there.
Love it.
Like, what is going on? Sorry.
Yeah. I take my hat off to Thunder Rosa. She did all she could do.
Right. Yeah.
I thought Jade, working with her current skill level, did as much as she could do.
Yeah.
I think a title of this magnitude deserves a better final than what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Next week. I believe Thunder Rosa deserves better, and I hope that she gets some serious run at either the TNT Women's Championship, or no, the AEW Women's Championship, or the TBS Championship.
I hope so too.
She deserves it. And I mean, she took one for the team today, and I'm not just singling out Jade because I think both Ruby and Jade, if they were honest with themselves, that neither one of them should be holding gold right now. I mean, that's just,
if you look in the mirror, look at all of the other talent that's around.
I will say this though, Jeff, a year from now, the words that I'm saying right now, I'm gonna probably have to eat crow. She's going to get better.
Oh yeah.
I think she's going to get significantly better. It's just early. It's just early.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Of course. It's just, it's hard to say when, we have wrestlers that debut and they have, all this potential. I mean, look at Hook. I mean,
yeah.
All the potential in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sky is literally limitless, but how you progress him is going to be so important.
Right.
He can't have any missteps.
No.
And you don't want to have any missteps.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jade. I mean, I having Mercedes, the debut and all this stuff is kind of a good way to get her to the next round.
Yeah. Yeah. Jade is a rookie quarterback. It's kind of like when you look at rookie quarterbacks that turn out to be great. And usually in their rookie year, they're terrible. Troy Aikman was terrible. Peyton Manning was terrible. I think that's what we're seeing right now with Jade. Yeah, and pro wrestling is hard.
Really hard.
Really, really, really hard. And so I'm going to do something that I don't think I've done. I'm going to give Jade credit for gutting it out and being on this big of a stage tonight. And I believe that she gave her best.
Oh, yes.
And I don't ever want people to think that I question her effort. She is giving the best she can give, and they're promoting the hell out of her. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure that she's under. So kudos to Jade and kudos to Thunder Rosa tonight.
I think that the biggest thing I just need to see from her is that I need the true realism at all moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think she's quite got it there yet for the live wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do. And it is hard to just be completely everything 100,000% in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what the greats are. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, wrestling is performance art.
It absolutely is. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. And so my thing is I see Danielson wrestling on Dark Elevation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ty Conti, I watched her in Anna on Monday on Dark. Dark. There's nothing wrong with getting that work in.
I don't think so.
Get
the W's.
Yeah.
Get the W's.
I'm going to say,
just need to get the work, the time in.
And I would say that about Hook too, even though I Hook. Well, I don't know if we'll have time to talk.
Do we need
Hook.
to talk about Hook? I mean, we kind of got to cover.
I mean,
it's a burning wrestling topic.
I mean, that spot with off-air spot with Cody.
Oh, and then the off-air spot with Cody. I mean,
yeah, man. I mean, this dude is hot. I don't know. Did you see? You're back on Twitter. Jeff's back on Twitter, everybody, if you didn't know. Yeah. And unlike me, Jeff Smart, he's actually got his Twitter handle written up there. But apparently,
because we're not fancy enough to just put it on the screen.
We're gonna figure that out.
We're gonna get there someday.
I've been off for a week and a half now. You would think I would, figure this out.
Hey, it's the holidays.
But the WWE
Family,
apparently
friends.
had a send out a tweet through their WWE account, basically saying send Veer. Because send Hook had been the thing, right? And so I'm like, you guys are. First of all, can I just say, all kidding aside, I'm not a big WWE
dude. They're running
fan.
back so much AEW stuff.
They're all the time. It's really bad. It's really bad.
I hate to say it. Looks like WCW.
Yeah.
In the Monday Night Wars, trying to run back. Awesome Raw segments.
It's not good. And I would
seeing some sickening parallels, my man.
Speaking of sickening, I hope. I don't know the news. If you all saw the news about WWE,
what are you doing?
They're no longer requiring testing for their talent.
Yeah, because apparently, half the people who were advertised
for the Madison Square Garden show,
Madison Square Garden, were no shows.
Yeah, and Monday Night Raw.
That's one of the biggest wrestling shows of the year, dude.
People
pay money for those tickets.
Well, and I'm not saying that you should ever do that in any city, but there are a handful of venues in wrestling that you just absolutely cannot put forward a half-ass show.
No.
And especially for WWE, that place is the Mecca.
Kind of considered that's your home.
That's their home. That's like, I mean, AEW,
that's your home field.
Yeah, AEW could not be,
that's Omni in Atlanta.
Yeah,
WCW. That's like, I mean, you can't, that's basically essentially your home field.
And I have to say, I tweeted out probably a bad tweet and an incomplete thought, and I just said it was a bad look that all the talent wasn't there, and I didn't mean that it was a bad look that they weren't there. I was trying to say it was a bad look that they kept the event. It was like, you know what?
Should just cancel
the event. You've got a big pay-per-view. You got a pay-per-view coming up, the week, that following week, which will be here this weekend. But you've got Monday night, or you've got Big E from home doing a spot. We got a text from whoever, I don't know if it's Bobby Lashley or whatever. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, come on, God. I mean, and I know that but this is what happens when you are beholding to shareholders and big, suits who don't get wrestling or don't care about the health and well-being of the talent. You just keep going when you could have on Monday night just said, you know what, guys, we've got day one coming up. We're going to do a year in review show, the best moments of Raw, and just keep it moving.
Take the night off. It's possible.
But they don't believe in taking us behind the veil. They don't ever want to, say, hey guys, we're having a COVID issue. The safety of our talent is our utmost priority.
Right.
And we're gonna take it off tonight so everyone can get healthy and give you a great pay-per-view on day one. And then it's over.
Vince McMahon's mistreatment of talent is long noted and long storied.
Speaking of, apparently there's another big release today in women's wrestling with Toni Storm.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know who else. I don't know who else was released. Yeah. But being released by WWE at this point is freedom.
I mean,
it's freedom.
Unless you're a top tier talent. I mean, you need to hit the road.
Yeah.
Because nothing's changing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, look, we got day one coming. We're breaking off, or whatever. And we're going to talk about this for a second, I guess.
Yeah.
You got day one coming.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly you're not going to drop the belt.
No. We all know you're not going to drop it.
No. Storied reign of what you have wanted.
Right.
I mean, this is what we wanted. You wanted the heel run of Roman Reigns. This is what Vince McMahon has wanted. It's what I guess people have wanted, and it's good.
Right.
But he clearly is not going to drop the belt at a shitty afterthought pay-per-view.
Right.
Clearly, you need to build it up for Mania. That's the only place suitable for him to drop the belt. Maybe SummerSlam, but there's no guy in the picture.
Yeah, who's
there's
after
nobody
Brock?
In the picture. And the thing is, this is one of those times you make somebody. This is one of those times. Whoever Roman drops the belt to is a made guy. You are now a main event the rest of your career.
Yeah.
And there is clearly nobody even in the pipeline to be in that spot.
I was gonna say who's in the SmackDown side that could. I mean, because I would buy on the Raw side. I would buy Seth Rollins. I would buy.
No.
KO.
This is a time to make somebody.
Yeah.
This is somebody. You get to make somebody here. A big piece of your puzzle. Who's going to be a main event star for your company for many years to come. You get to do that right now. This is one of those times. Roman can't have the belt forever.
And the thing is, I don't watch it. I don't watch it enough, but I can say that I feel like I've seen enough to know that I don't see that guy. I don't see who that person even could be.
Braun Breaker? Is Braun Breaker that guy?
Not right now. Not that I could tell.
I mean, that's what people are thinking, is that he's like the most. He is like the most upside guy.
Yeah.
In their whole company.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, there's nobody. There's nobody.
Well, I mean,
Karrion Kross, but no!
Wait,
you shit the bed with that one already. So
right, yeah,
coulda. That guy could have been. Sky was nothing but the limit,
right?
And Vince flushed him down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant maneuvering,
Yeah.
But that's water under the bridge, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
enough of
that's enough WWE talk for the week for me. The owners just gets me in a bad mood.
I do have to say though, with the one caveat I might add with regards to this pay-per-view, if the WWE, if they do keep with this no testing thing, they could lose Roman. Roman might say, you know what? I'm immunocompromised. You can have the belt. I'm not doing this. So that's the one caveat. That's what's going to make me watch day one.
My thoughts are, how many of these people, all these dudes, your Edge, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, RKO, all these guys who said, no, I'll never work for anybody but Vince McMahon. Well, once the ship sails and Vince sells to an even worse giant board of directors conglomerate, I say a lot of those guys are going to be like, when it's all just a bunch of suits.
I will say this though, if
some of them might hit the bricks,
if the rumor is true, and if
The
Rock Johnson buys WWE, which I don't know what kind of investment group he's got, but I would imagine he could pull together some money people, right?
Dude, Terramana, dude, you know how much money he's making?
Dude, if The Rock buys WWE, that is going to be a major problem for AEW.
It could be. The thing is,
well, I don't mean like a major problem as if it's going to like just. I don't mean it that way. I mean there's going to be real competition.
Yeah.
For talent.
Oh yeah, and I think it'll just actually make both products better. But I don't, even if The Rock did buy it, I mean, is he going to come back and be full-time in the wrestling business 365 days a year trying to produce awesome television? No, he's not.
No.
I'm sure he's going to try to rely on somebody else.
Promoting is hard. He could probably pluck somebody from AEW that's talented.
But I mean, no. I mean, Tony Khan is the brainchild of AEW Creative, so
But there's got to be someone. I mean, it's just like every assistant coach that had even a cup of coffee with Bill Belichick or Sean McVay. They get jobs. Like there's got to be.
And for every guy that you think is super smart and a genius, there's a Vince Russo.
I mean, if you guys aren't aware of Vince Russo, just Google Vince Russo.
Oh, they are.
Enjoy.
They are. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Sorry.
I will take your professional wrestling promotion and I will drive it into destroy it. And I will devalue your championship. Oh, I'll make myself champ in the process. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But no, let's go back to more stuff from tonight. CM Punk comes out and says, "What's up?" to the Daily's Place crowd for the first time.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Did we skip your boy?
My boy.
Your boy Dan Lambert?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I only have the matches written down. I don't actually usually write down all the promoing, but actually there's some pretty good stuff there. Brandy came out and fired back with some pretty good stuff too.
Here's the thing. I think we've talked about this the past couple times. Dan Lambert is growing on me in a way that I did not expect or even
like
want.
I said, it's okay. It's as long as you're not gonna have the dudes. You're gonna have the dudes with you. No. If you're just gonna be a professional wrestling manager asshole, great.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, dude, he was literally about to go blows with her.
Yeah, I mean,
You're a black belt.
I'm a black bitch. I'm like, oh my god, this is so great.
This is happening.
These are two of the most were two people that just make me have visceral reactions whenever they're on the mic or on screen, and now they're in a spot together, and it was just heat. It was just heat magic. It was
good.
Oh, I love. Now I didn't love I can't say I loved everything about it. There are some things. You're
gonna punch a woman, really?
Yeah, you're gonna punch a woman, but all the things you're saying, I get stripper names mixed up, or I mean, it's like but I think that's the thing we have to remember, that part of what makes pro wrestling so accessible is just how lowbrow it is. Yes. I mean, that's just a part of the thing. That's just part of wrestling. It is. But I
idiots, all you idiots at home.
Yeah. I loved everything about that. That was, except, those things, but it was just fun. And I'm like, Brandy, she made me not hate her for like
a couple
minutes. And Dan Lambert managed to make me not hate him for the same period of time.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm like, how are you getting these two people?
I gotta admit, there was a point where there's Scorpio Sky literally rolling around, selling the jokes. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is like them overselling the jokes is like what makes it even better.
Yeah. I mean, it felt just like that was just great performance.
That's wrestling gold.
Yeah, right, it really was. It was just beautiful.
That's beautiful. Wrestling. That was carny wrestling gold.
Yeah. I mean,
you get those good moments like that, Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome.
And then they get some non-carny wrestling gold.
Yeah.
What do you think is Brian Pillman coming out and talking?
Oh, geez. Look here. You know what? And I look at, I'm Brian Pillman Jr. and Jade Cargill to me are in the same boat. So much
physically
gifted, but there's
built
so
athletes.
Much. Yeah, but a lot of work. Brian Pillman Jr. has made some strides
in his mic game.
He's got a ways to go, but he's so much better than he was a few months ago.
It's like, but watching this promo, and I'm watching him cut this promo, and he's getting fired up. And he's like, blah, blah, and he's trying to get some passion and all this stuff. And it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, are you not your father's son? And I'm like the charisma, sometimes the charisma apple doesn't fall off the tree. And his dad, when your father was possibly one of the best crazy guy promos ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to not, I don't want to try to judge him by by that standard, but
it's hard not to.
It's hard not to. Especially we're going to evoke that you're a second generation wrestler.
I'm a second
in
generation.
The promo.
But you can't, here's where he lost it. Don't ever say in a promo, I didn't know my dad. Because now you sound like just a sad, and I'm not trying to belittle. I'm not at all trying to belittle that. But in a promo,
it's a tragedy what happened.
With what you're going for, that, hey, you're going to stand, but now you almost feel like you need to just be talking to a therapist now. Like, hey, I didn't know my dad. But I also felt like, I'm curious to know if if he got parts of what he was going to say, mix it, because like there's so much more he could have done when he was explaining like why he was there, and he got in the ring, and it's like, man, and then like the notion of like, and then my mind went blank. Like he could have sold that, like, and then and then instead of saying I went blank, he could just actually go blank, like, and then I can't remember. I don't really remember. And and just kind of, I think, make that the vulnerability instead of saying, oh, I didn't know my dad, but my dad, like, he could have sold getting his face kicked in right. by Black in a I think in a better way. So it kind of reminds me of Tony Khan, I guess, was quoted this week saying, hey, I don't have 27 comedy writers on staff. I do think it would be helpful for certain members of their talent. I think for Brian Pillman, I think for Dante Martin, Jungle Boy, they need people to help them.
Well, ideally, you just build I feel like they do have a locker room community. Mm-hmm. And you go to like, and I have to do something funny in a promo and I'm not a funny guy. You go to a funny guy from the locker room and you say like, hey man, help me out with this part of my promo. I need a good burn here. And that's, I think, what they need if they're not doing that. But because there clearly are very funny people.
Yeah.
Just watch again BTE and you will find out there are a lot of very, very funny people in that locker room.
Yeah, those guys, the BTE, all the different participants on BTE are just, they are really funny. They are truly good at what they do. But yeah, I think Pillman's thing is talk less.
Yeah.
And just
more action.
Like, dude, all he needed to say was like, you know what? He kicked my face in, and damn it, he might very well kick my ass, but I'm going to kick a lot of his ass on the way down. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down taking a little piece of him with me. And that's it. Because people know you're going to get your face kicked in. We already know that's going to happen, right?
Yes.
So just say it's going to happen, and basically you don't give a shit. And that's the Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston with CM Punk was like, dude, I don't care if I win. I'm only in there to kick your ass.
Yeah, I want to beat you up.
Yeah. Like
I want to punch you as many times as I can.
You sprayed the black stuff in Julia, who we haven't seen. You kicked the crap out of my friend. I will be goddamned if I just sit here and not take
his knee right off.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, what did you think about the Malachi showing up and then not being there? Like, what did you think of that part of the?
Oh, you could see him walking away. By the way,
yeah, you could. Yeah,
you can totally see him walking away. I like it.
He needs.
I like it.
He needs his own Cody kind of where he shoots up and pulls down. Yeah, that he's got to get to that.
The Cody elevator. No,
Cody
elevator. I like the light cuts.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome. It's like it's cool.
Yeah.
I like the whole show up and just play some mind games. That's what it's all about. Play mind games with this kid, freak him out.
Yeah,
he's gonna have all of them eating. Clearly will be baptized in the black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I like it. It's good. And Malachi is awesome. And they're gonna wrestle next week, and Malachi's gonna beat him up.
Oh yeah, he's gonna beat the crap out of him. It's gonna be great.
And speaking of beating up, what do we think of the Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends versus the Undisputed Era?
Before we go there,
or do we
need to talk? We need to talk CM Punk.
Okay, the promo.
We need to talk about the promo because I found it very very interesting, and I'm trying to get a sense of you if what's happening here. What are your thoughts on what is the MJF CM Punk feud ending? Are they putting
No.
it on ice for a little bit?
I think it's one of those. It's not that they're not going to wrestle each other,
Right.
but they're going to constantly antagonize each other.
Yeah.
While each goes their path towards finding the title or whatever.
Right.
They're just gonna, clearly, and he's basically saying like, well, wouldn't it be a pity if you essentially lost a number one contenders match or whatever, you slipped on a banana peel, on the way to one of these matches,
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, I like it. And he said it with a twinkle in his eye of mischief.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's wonderful about CM Punk is when he wants to be mischievous and do things that he actually does them in pretty clever, unique ways. So
yeah,
he plays a good long game.
Yeah. I was hoping to see those two one-on-one in the ring together.
I mean, I loved the talking about, you're better in Portland than Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Roddy Rice, the wrestling boots, lacing up your wrestling boots and lacing up your running shoes was good.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So I guess, we're not putting an end. We're putting a kind of we're putting it in the parking lot, as they might say in corporate lingo. We're putting MJF, CM Punk. Yeah.
The Cold War begins.
Yeah. It'll be lingering. I guess they want to save that for later.
Well, clearly it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You need to save this for a pay-per-view.
Right.
It's too big. It's too big to do that for that, I think. I mean, TV just, I think it deserves a pay-per-view.
So
just an opinion.
But CM Punk has said that he believes he got next. So I am wondering after Wednesday,
what might
we expect after that?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, and then there's that whole dynamic. I mean, clearly, are they built? I mean, I feel like they've built this match up for that Hangman's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put the belt on, and I feel like AEW has been very, very serious about they don't put the belt on you unless it's going to be there for a while.
But look at Sammy. Sammy's belt.
4 defenses, 5 matches for 4 successful and a loss.
Yeah.
And the finish of that match, I think that's a point of discussion. The finish of that match was very, very reminiscent of something I've seen a few times before.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's again, Cody teased the pedigree again, and that if that win wasn't Triple H-esque, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Just full overkill at the end.
Yeah.
It was very, very Triple H-esque.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering when he actually is going to do the pedigree.
All I know is that here's the thing. I don't know.
Then the turn is complete.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what Cody is doing, but I love what Cody is doing. But I don't know exactly what the end game is.
I don't know. Well, that's the game. I mean, if he's really hinting hinting at the game era Triple H.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a level of I mean, to anyone who had to live through it and watch it, it was maybe the most I mean, I don't even have the words.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, apparently being a brown noser just really does work out for you sometimes.
And God bless Dan Lambert for saying the things that we are all saying on our shows, on Twitter, in conversation. Thank God for Dan Lambert. Just saying them.
Just speaking the truth.
Yeah. But I love how much I'm hating Cody, and I love that all the most despicable people in this company are all kind of gathering around each other, and Dan and Brandy and I mean, it's just it's a beautiful thing.
Cesspool of heels.
And then with Hook doing, and then
Quasi-heels.
with what Hook did, you know, I'm like, oh.
I mean, and I also think that, I mean, clearly Cody told him to slap him.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, you need to deck me right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this. Let's get
Yeah.
some April heat here. And, you know, and I always feel like you have to remember that the goodbye is not canon.
Right.
You know, because, you know, Tony Khan does not hang out with the heels.
No.
Stuff all the time. You know, I mean, but I do think that, you know, like I said, the kid, you have to take it. It's got to be so incremental, and getting, like, if they put Hook in the TNT title picture, it's a bad move. Bad move.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't go there yet.
I'm not with that. He's got to earn a spot, man. I'm impressed in the first two matches, but
from what everybody says about him is, yes, he knows he needs to put the work in, and he's willing to do so, and he has been.
And at the same time, he's got pop, man. Like it's magic in a bottle, man.
Well, they talk about, you know, there's, you know, when they being a five, you know, how many tool athlete, you know, are you? And one of the biggest tools that any athlete has is intangible.
Yeah.
And he's got intangibles like, you know, I mean, out the wazoo. He's clearly got just a ton of charisma, a ton of in-ring just ability. I mean, it's tough. I mean, if an average Joe just can't walk down that chute like a badass and just go out there and toss around a guy. I mean, I think they said Bear Bronson weighs 260 pounds. He weighs 260 pounds like 10 years ago, guys. That guy's pushing 300 easy.
Yeah.
And Hook is throwing him around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
And I love the judo. Some of those judo moves are so awesome, and it lends itself to reality.
Yeah.
And at the same time, and somebody was like, well, he's tiny. You know, like, you know, somebody on the internet was like saying, you know, put the belt, he needs Roman, WWE sign him, Roman drop the belt to him. And then another friend's like, Roman takes shits bigger than that kid. I'm like, well, he's not small. He's 6 foot 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you see him stand next to Hobbs all the time.
Right.
And Hobbs is enormous.
Hobbs is like a giant.
Hobbs is 6'8", you know,
Hobbs is like
pounds.
He's a house. I mean, the dude's a house.
Dead.
Is Hobbs injured? I haven't seen him in the ring in a while.
I don't know, but he's wrestling. He's going to wrestle Dante Martin.
Good. Yeah, I'm excited to get him in the ring. And we still need to see, Ricky needs to be in the ring more.
He beat the living tar out of Dante the last time.
Yeah.
And yes, Ricky, I want to see Ricky wrestle soon.
Yeah.
I hope on TV anyway.
Yeah.
You see, he feel like he's been dark duty quite a bit lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to get back to regular television.
Yeah.
But we didn't really, I mean, what are we thinking about this?
The main event?
The main event.
This is another good match. So full disclosure, I didn't really watch NXT. I was just kind of out of wrestling for a while. So this is the first time me seeing Red Dragon in the ring together. Dude.
Awesome.
Cool. I mean, I'm sitting there watching this match and I'm thinking my pecking order of who the best tag teams are is being rewritten.
It's tough. Right now.
I mean, the tag team division is so loaded, which is, you've been calling for a trios belt, because watching those three together, I'm like, oh. And the best friends, dude, they were tight also. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's a kind of, you know, Trent's been hurt for he got hurt at that weird arcade match they had, I think.
Yeah.
So it was been a long time since you just kind of forget how awesome they are.
Yeah.
And how good they wrestle, how good of a team they are together. And Orange just being Orange,
yeah.
And I feel like again, Orange is given a little bit of more character to us. And I think it's just going to be, a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
But Undisputed gets over, but then, Kyle O'Reilly kicks Adam Cole right in the face.
Yeah.
And, and the Bucks come out and help in the win. But at the same time, though, dude, kicked him in the face, homie. What's wrong with you?
Right.
So clearly they're gonna play back and forth with Adam.
Yeah.
They're gonna play tug of war with him like crazy.
So let me ask you this, as someone who is not terribly familiar with NXT, was there an additional member of the Undisputed era?
Yes, there's another guy, but they started out as a trio. It was a formative as a trio, and they dominated as a trio, and then they got another guy, and I think his contract is coming up in a little while, but who knows? But they functioned as a trio for
a long time,
like almost a year, I think.
Okay. So
but after they kind of broke up or whatever, O'Reilly and Adam Cole had a huge feud. So that's what they're kind of trying to play on, is that, hey, we had a lot of heat, but we're brothers before, so
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this.
Where they go a long way. It can go clearly. They're going to play. I feel like they're going to play a lot of tug of war with Adam.
And it could set up Kenny's return very well.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying February, but wow, that'd be really, really
that's fast. Really quick. Yeah.
Considering, like I said, he had 5 surgeries, I think.
Yeah.
It's remarkable if he can do that.
Yeah. I would agree. That feels like a very aggressive timetable. I hope he just takes his time and gets as healthy as he can. Yeah. We don't need to rush him back. A
Dynamite Rampage, an awesome Rampage coming up for Friday.
Yeah.
Which they're clearly taping right now. But some just awesome stuff with wrestling. How about day one? Are you gonna be watching?
I'm interested to see, first of all, so I'm looking to see who's going to be healthy enough to participate, who's going to be on the card.
Oh, cool.
I'm interested to see what happens with Roman. I think this COVID testing thing could change the story arc for them, because you're right, like there's no reason for Roman to lose the title at this pay-per-view, which really, I mean,
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. No sense. And I know they're contractually obligated with Peacock to do these things, but I honestly, I'm so concerned about the well-being, not just the physical well-being of the wrestlers, but I'm also just concerned about their creative well-being. I just wish somebody would come in and just say, you know what, we're scrapped. We're not doing day one. Forget it. We don't care. We're not doing it. I think they need to reshuffle the deck. They honestly just need to treat the last 4 to 6 months as if they never happened. Screw the draft. Screw all of everything we've done before. It doesn't matter. Like,
wow. Reboot.
I'm sitting there watching Monday night, and I'm like, okay, they shouldn't have had the card, but I'm like, this is a real, I mean, they scrambled. I guess apparently they flew Edge in last minute to wrestle Kevin Owens, and apparently had a really good match, but that wasn't a planned match. That's just 2 professionals.
guys who are
who
really,
figured
really
it
good wrestlers.
Yeah, who figured it out on the fly.
And kind of what you're supposed to be doing a lot.
But and so they improvised, and I'm like, all right, so you found a way to salvage a show at Madison Square Garden. Why don't you take that same approach to Monday night and just say, you know what? What if we just took all the story arcs that we had and we threw them in the trash right now? And we just said, who do we have that's healthy? And just say, all right, guys, because it's new rules, it's new reality, and we don't care about any of the stories we were telling before. They're all garbage anyway. We're starting over.
All those stories were garbage anyway. So
I mean, they are garbage, right?
The arcade Bronament isn't doing it for you.
I don't know how you have such a Randy Orton. To me, still is. Someone posted today that Randy Orton has been one of the top up and coming wrestlers for the past 20 years. and I agree. The dude doesn't feel like he ages, no. and he can just go. He's
also a 13-time world champ,
and he's being wasted on this gimmick. And like, at least they're getting AJ Styles away from that relationship with that giant, but now he's going to be wrestling that. Was it Orso or whatever the guy's name is?
Onos or whatever his name
is. And I'm like, you're wasting AJ Styles. You're wasting RKO. You're wasting these. Yeah, I'm like, that guy's a joke. I mean, he's talented. He's
actually a really good technical wrestler.
He's a really good wrestler, but you've turned him into so much of a gimmick that I don't even want to watch him.
I can't handle have the audio on when he's speaking.
It's bad. It's just really bad. And that's where I'm like, you're wasting these guys. And
I thought I remember back when Roman was trying to be a babyface and he would just botch these promos. It's the same thing with that kid. It's like, oh man, his promos are so bad. He clearly cannot remember any of the lines.
Yeah.
It's just like the fact that that's what they're doing. The fact that it's like they're so scripted and
they don't realize what they have in their women's division.
No.
Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan. I feel Sasha Banks all being wasted right now. And I don't know. Like, I feel like I feel like the women's, I feel like that their women's division, if used properly, would rival AEW's at the top, at least at the top.
Yeah.
I think definitely their women's division, they need a US belt. They need an intercontinental title for the women's division. There's too much talent there for 2 belts.
Right.
Well, 3, because the 24/7 champ, which I hate. I hate the 24/7 championship.
Oh,
I hate that. It's just so gimmicky. But yeah, I'm going to watch it. I want to see who's healthy. I want to see. I haven't been watching SmackDown, so I don't know what Charlotte's up to. What's
up with her and Andrade?
I think it's over, right?
Well, and then they're like, yeah, they just she served him papers or something. Yeah. Then they're like sending pictures of themselves together in Mexico or on a beach somewhere. They're like, we're together, and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah. Where's Andrade been?
Hopefully on a well-deserved vacation after being lit on fire.
Yeah. You've got to love.
You get it. All right. I feel like, okay, so we're going to light you on fire. Does it come with a couple of weeks off? They're like, yes. Okay.
Can you imagine like your boss is like, hey Jeff, we need a meeting. We're going to talk about the next match, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And by the way, there's going to be a spot. Brandy's going to have a spot. And you're not going to like this part. We're going to set you on fire.
You're gonna literally set you ablaze.
Well, I'm not just gonna set you on fire. I'm gonna superplex you
through a table that's burning.
Through a table that's on fire.
I promise I'm gonna eat the worst of it, though.
I will get the worst of it, but yeah, you're gonna be on fire. Hey, sweetie. You're gonna be.
Then I'm gonna let a burning ember just burn on your chest for a while.
It's like,
the best part. It's like, God dang it, get away from me.
And I'm sure Andrade's like, well, Cody, you know that part of my my wrestling get up is that I'm wearing literally like wrestling suit pants. I could literally burn my leg off if this goes awry. Because Brandy's just out there like she's never lit a fire before. Let me just cover the whole table. I did love it though.
I was just like, I mean, you don't need that much.
A little goes a long way, Brandy. A little goes a long way. Yeah, Cody's back looks terrible.
It does.
It looks really bad.
His arms too. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's where you wear like. Why did you not wear the hardcore outfit?
Right.
You wore wrestling tights. It's like, well, at least when they had the Edge and Mick Foley, and Edge speared, Mick Foley through a flaming table. I think both of them were wearing pants and shirts.
Yeah.
So,
like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, soaked in water and fire.
Fire retardant and
yes, we're all sweaty and soaked in water, and
yeah.
That's how you don't catch fire.
Right. Yeah.
That whatever that peeling whatever stuff that was gonna, I was like, well, that it didn't work. So
it most certainly did not.
Not sure what you were thinking there, guys.
Yeah, we do need, AEW absolutely needs to test certain things before you go live with them.
Yeah.
The flame retardant, the cake spot with red velvet and jade, that cake was just horrible.
Tony, I know sometimes these great ideas might be, when the birds are chirping and having these wonderful ideas, test them out first, guys. Test them out first.
Kudos for CM Punk in his spot where he took a little shot at Tim Tebow.
Because, it was great.
But I know
that had to hurt Chad.
I know that he tested saying somebody else's name. I'm sure he tested Urban Meyer, and he's probably like, no, I can't go there. Like, too soon. Yeah.
But you can't jab about Tebow.
Yeah.
That was clearly a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. But yeah, man, I do think we need to, this did mark a year of since we lost Brody Lee.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to see the outpouring of love that everybody in wrestling clearly had for that man.
Yeah.
I got to AEW late, and I kind of missed I got to miss some of the stuff, but go back, watch those Being the Elite episodes. With it, he did some just amazing stuff, and his run in AEW was short, but it was really good.
Really, go back and watch some of those matches.
Yeah, go watch back and watch those matches. But I still remember my favorite memories of him are, when he came in, as a member of the Wyatt family, and maybe the most terrifying eyes in wrestling. I mean, the guy literally looked like, when he wanted to, he could terrify you. And it's the power and ability to do that as a professional wrestler is incredible. And it's something to be awed and respected. And and the thing is, and the other thing was, he could seem that way out there to fans, but behind the scenes, talk about maybe one of the nicest human beings that ever lived. I mean, to the guy that literally everybody loved. And it was just a family man through and through. Yeah. So
he is truly loved, man.
Brody Lee, we remember you.
Yes, we do.
And man, not the subject matter, but man, losing Madden. That's
that's a big one.
That's a big one. And talk about an icon. I mean, not only in just football, but broadcasting, video games.
Just a giant, man.
I mean, he has touched more people in more ways than it's believable. Just like I said, as a broadcaster, through video games, and his just ability as a football coach.
You realize
what an incredible person.
His winning percentage as a coach was over 75%.
Yes,
that's incredible.
Only 2 quarterbacks beat him more than 4. Had 4 wins. Was the most any quarterback ever had against him. I think it was Bradshaw and
it would have been Roger Staubach, maybe.
I think Roger Staubach. That's it.
2 Hall of Famers.
2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Just incredible. What a coach. What a coach. What a man. What a legacy.
Yeah. And I will say, even though he's not associated with this, I didn't realize until today that he left coaching at the age of 42. Mm-hmm. And a part of it was it was just so stressful. It was causing all sorts of health issues for him.
Felt like it was shortening his life.
Yeah. And so I know we say this all the time, and I don't apologize for it, fellas and ladies who are watching. You gotta take care of yourself. And I'm talking to you as a guy who over the past month or so has probably gained maybe 10 to 12 pounds, just not being good.
It's that time, Jerry. It's that time of year.
It's that time of year, but not being good to myself. And so just being accountable to everyone who's watching, you got to take care of yourself. And so for me, it's you know what? I'm not going to stress about the gym. I'm just going to take care of my head,
right?
Get my mind right. And then I'll get my body right. So I'm going to be that person on January 1st. And don't be afraid of being that person, taking care of your health, your mental health.
Yes.
Start whenever you start. And if you stop, pick back up when you're ready to pick back up, but don't quit. Yeah. Always figure out how to take care of yourself.
We're on this thing we call life as a journey.
Yeah, that's right.
And and the path we take is, it's tough. It can be tough, and it can be lighter, and it can be made easier. Surround yourself with friends and family and love, and and that includes love for yourself.
That's right.
And looking out for yourself and giving yourself the things that you need to help you. And that is not selfish. That's just that's just truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That means taking a minute for your mental health. That means it. Do it. We need you. We need you here. We need you well. So, all righty, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us for another edition of the Marked4Life Wrestling Podcast. Trigger the subscribe button.
Yeah, and smash that subscribe button.
Likes, notifications.
Yeah, talk to us. Leave comments. Jeff, your Twitter.
The Twitter thing. Some DMs. Send us some messages. Yep. We'll talk about whatever you guys want us to talk about.
Yep.
And AEW and a little bit of WWE jabbing.
Yep, that's right.
Is what we mostly do, but
and it's we'll all talk about it. We'll talk about it, and it's all in fun, all in love. We're all pro wrestling fans.
I'll talk about WCW cruiserweight matches with you.
Yeah.
King of the Death Match. Oh man, that was bringing back some memories. They were talking about all that tape trading, and I was like, man, that was. Remember getting a hold of that tape.
Yeah.
The King of the Death Match tournament and watching the exploding barbed wire match with Cactus Jack and Terry Funk.
You're gonna I may have to YouTube that after this. Yeah.
So good. I mean, it's one of those things that trading those tapes, finding who had a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was wrestling nostalgia for me.
100%.
All righty, guys. We'll see you next time. Be safe out there. Mark4Life.